For tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am betting on black tonight.
Lovely. You look great.
Welcome to CodeBlaqueFacts, where we talk about all things black to include news and viral videos, mental health, self-love, self-care, self-development, black women issues, crime stories, and black history. If you are interested in any of these topics, please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and don't forget to comment below. Thank you.
Say it's a black thing, run deep in the roots. Blacker the berry, baby, the sweeter the juice.
Could have, respected women a lot more. Maybe I should have respected them a lot more from not having a mother. But for some reason, it just, I don't know, just overdid it.
And once you hit the NBA and you got women at your beck and call, you're gonna take advantage of it.
Well, Taraji, I met Taraji at a HBO party, and I met her. We hit it off right away, and I was like really started liking her. And I just wish I would have done things different. But and she was a little older than me, but I learned a lot from her because that was the most significant relationship as a grown-up that I had with a black woman. I used to carry a picture on the road with me. Don't nobody know that, except for dudes that play with me, but she gave me inspiration. You know what I'm saying? A black woman working like that, that's just as good as her craft, that I'm at my craft. I remember we were on a road for our longest road trip, and we were playing Cleveland, and I went off on their ass. But when I'm getting at, one of my inspiration, that's part of the inspiration for me going back to see her, getting back to LA, was one of the reasons why I kicked their ass that day. I remember how I was feeling during that game and after that game, and she inspired me. Things ended with Taraji because me being an immature punk. I didn't know how to tell her that I was falling in love with another woman named Khloe.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in to CodeBlaqueFacts. So, guys, I wanted to give some commentary on this interview. This is an old interview from Lamar Odom. It's actually 2 years old, but recently it has went viral. I'm not for sure why it has gone viral, but it's went viral. And so people are talking about it. There's a lot of talk about it. So as you guys heard in the interview, there was a point in time where Lamar Odom dated Taraji P. Henson. I want to say this, Khloe Kardashian was the hold me down. She was the hold me down, not Taraji. And I'm going to explain, because you did have a lot of people talking about, trying to shade Taraji or clown her for even dating Lamar Odom or whatever. And the thing about it is, you guys, we all know Lamar Odom was a basketball player. He played basketball. He was on one of the, the greatest teams, the Lakers. And he also won 2 championships with the Lakers. Now, he actually won 2 championships with the Lakers in 2009 and in 2010. In 2009 is when he supposedly dated Taraji P. Henson. Now, if you guys know anything about sports, any sport, it doesn't matter what it is, when you're winning medals and championships, that means you're at the height of your career, especially if you're winning them back to back. So Lamar in 2009, he won a championship, and then in 2010. And so in 2009, that's when him and Taraji dated. So it wasn't like he was this crackhead that was found in some kind of whole motel, during that time. No, that happened when he was with Khloe, not Taraji. I just wanted to put that into context because it does matter. And even still, when he was at the height of his career, she was, doing her thing in her lane, in her career. I'm sure they met in some kind of Hollywood circle out there in LA, and exchange numbers. Like, let's not act like this is not something general that we all do. Like, if you see somebody that's cute or whatever. Now, the thing about it is, it didn't last long because he ended up leaving Taraji, which is problematic within itself. Just the fact that he even exposed that, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. But he ended up leaving Taraji for Khloe. And this is my thing. By his own account, you guys, he said that Taraji was the most significant relationship that he had. And he did have to make a distinction that she was the most significant relationship with a black woman. See, to me, when he had to put that black woman in there, he couldn't just say one of. Because, see, when you say one of, it's like, okay, there's been others. But he had to put that the most significant and black woman in there. So, because his secret bird call, letting Khloe know, or some non-white woman, some non-black woman know, is that, okay, you were significant too, but see, you're over here because you're the white, you represent the white woman. See, she's black. So I did pick that up. I'm not gonna lie, I did pick that up. He didn't say that, but I picked it up. That was what he didn't say. And then it's also problematic the fact that he's even talking about his relationship that he had with Taraji, and like he's telling people like publicly that he left her for another woman. Like, you guys, I don't know, and I can't think of any celebrity, female, that has ever sat up and say, I left this man for this man. Because if she was to do that, and the man that, let's say she left a good man and went to a man that was not good to her, that woman would be clowned all day, every day. Like, the fact that, with the status that he has, and yes, believe it or not, he still has some status. Like, he's not your regular Tom, Joe Blow. I mean, let's just be honest here. He's got a little bit of status. And even still, and, when you have some kind of status or whatever, especially, and you're connected to a woman who is still relevant within her own genre, and you sitting up talking about you left somebody for somebody else, like, and you're putting names and stuff like that, to me, that is so disrespectful. He could have kept that to himself. Like, who does that? Like, even if it's true, like, who sits up and does that? Like, who does that? Who does that? Because if people was really out here being honest about leaving people for another person, you guys, no. And even still, like, even if that's how it went down, like, that's something you keep to yourself, or that's between you and the person. You don't put that out there. The fact that he even thought it was cool to even put it out there like that, that bothers me. That bothers me. Now I will say this, I'll give him some credit because he was honest. He didn't run with the whole thing, oh, well, it didn't work out because, you know how black women are. Black women are this, that, and the third. I do give him credit for being completely honest and, saying what it was. Like, he wasn't a good person to her. He cheated. He met another woman, fell in love with another woman, and he went over to this other woman. I can respect the honesty. I really can. Now, does that mean that I respect him or respect what he did? No, absolutely not. But I can respect the honesty, because he could have been on some, she was horrible, she was this, she was, loud, she was whatever, the stereotypical things that can be said about black women. So, what else did I want to talk about? I was also interested in the why. Like, why? And for me, he didn't really hit on the why, like why he, you know what I'm saying, why he left Taraji for Khloe. So for me, and this is just my own thing, and looking at him and how he moved in the atmosphere, the society that we're in, he left Taraji not because Khloe looked better, not because Khloe had more money, not because Khloe was doing more for him, not because Khloe, had more status or whatever. I honestly think it was based on her name. She's a Kardashian. She wasn't black. Okay, let's just be honest here. And he saw a situation where, okay, getting with the Kardashian, that's gonna bring, all of this stuff. Even though in his own right, he was still playing in the NBA and stuff like that, but he was on his way out. Because remember, it wasn't too long when he went on his little crackhead binge. And then it wasn't long after that when he was found up in a whole house, passed out from a drug overdose. So he knew what was going on. He knew what it was about. And so I just believe that, he got with Khloe. It wasn't because she was the better woman. It was because of his own. Like, I think when men do certain things, when men do that, like when men truly leave a good woman in their own right. And I'm not saying that, Taraji, I'm sure Taraji, like everybody else, like all of us, to include me, she's got her pros and cons about herself. She's got, we all have them. But I think that he left Taraji for Khloe based on like the fame, the status, being connected to a Kardashian, being connected to a woman who's not black. Because let's just be honest here, and we've heard guys say this, like when you're with a black woman and you're trying to get into certain circles within Hollywood, or in certain echelons, it's frowned upon. Like, it's frowned upon. So being with a non-black woman, there are men, particularly black men, that thinks that puts them closer to being in that next level echelon. You know what I'm saying? And I've even had guys actually tell me this. Like, they we were just talking in general, and I've had Latino guys say this about the white women that they were married to. They admitted to this, and I've had black men admit to this. So this is not something that's fabricated. Like, this is like real life, because we do live in a society where when you are white, you hold a certain status. It just is what it is, based off of your just whiteness. I mean, let's just being honest. And so I think that also added to it. So but what really got me, you guys, is that she was all of these things to him, and instead of him wanting to explore that with her, he just immediately jumped on, oh, well, now I got the attention of this other woman. It's not that she's better, but I'm gonna roll the dice. See, that's problematic for me, because you can't be sitting around talking about how hard it is to find a woman, let alone a black woman, because you do got a lot of men talking about, oh, it's so hard to find a woman, oh, a black woman. And then you find one that inspires you, according to him, that has been the most significant. You know what I'm saying? So she was just very significant. She was special to him. And you find this woman, she's beautiful, she's got her own money, right? You find this woman and you don't hold on to her. No, you roll the dice, and you go roll the dice with somebody else, and then it ends up not working out. Now you sitting up reflecting. Now you sitting up wishing, oh man, I wish I would have been a better man, is what he said, or better whatever is what he said. I wish I would have been whatever. Now you sitting up reflecting at 42. It's like, But I just wanted to talk about that. You know, Khloe was the hold me down. Khloe's the one that went through the crack episodes. Khloe's the one that went through him going to a whole house, being cheated on in the most horrible way. Like, it's one thing to, meet a woman that you work with at your job, and, some kind of way y'all have a relationship. That's one thing. But to go to a whole house and just be up in there just binging on just see, that to me, that's just in the worst way. I'm sorry, it's just in the worst way. So that's all I have. If you guys have any comments, what are your thoughts on this interview? What are your thoughts about Lamar or Taraji or even Khloe? What are your thoughts? I do think Khloe did make Lamar relevant in so many ways, in terms of, and this is why I would say she's the come up woman, because again, he was on his way out. He was about to retire, and you all know when players retire, you know, yeah, they may have status still, but it's not like when they're playing. And any player will tell you this. Anybody who's ever retired, you know, from a game will tell, or from any sport will tell you that, you know, when you're actually playing, it's totally different than when you're retired. So, but yeah, she was a come up woman in that way. But anyways, that's all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Go ahead and like this video. If this is your first time here, I would love for you to subscribe. And don't forget to comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.